David. I'm Howard Gutnecht.
Hey, Howard.
I'm with Rainier Valley Rotary Club, and we meet here in Columbia City, and we've been meeting for most of the last 30-something years now. So I wanted to talk with you about a project. There's very, very minimal cost. It's a community service project. Mostly what we're doing here is fundraising, but we're giving people in the community the opportunity to work on literacy by giving out school books to kids. So what I mean...
My problem right now is that my budget is already expended for contributions that I can make in the community.
Good. You're going to love this, because I'm not actually asking you for any money at all.
Oh, okay.
When I say literacy, like the Rotary Club raises a lot of money. And
can you? This is a question I've always wanted. I've heard about Rotary, but I don't know what it is. What is Rotary?
Good. Rotary is a service organization. It's a club. It was started originally, the original club was started in 1904 in Chicago. And so there's sort of like a business networking aspect to it. You meet a lot of people. There's a weekly program. When you attend a lot of these programs, you learn a lot. And then we do service projects.
You got one in here in Columbia City?
Yeah, we meet over at, kind of a well-kept secret, we meet over at Callaloo on Ferdinand Street. A couple blocks away.
Are there other Rotary clubs besides Columbia City and Chicago?
Oh, are there ever? It's like 30,000. Hey, you're asking all the great questions. You must know more about Rotary than you think. Huh? Well, anyway, I mean, here's an example. We distributed 355 of these dictionaries to third graders here in Rainier Valley. Now, you might say, well, how important is a dictionary? Aren't there dictionaries in schools? Yes, and you can see on the front plate here, this belongs to, so let's say little Akeem at Van Asselt gets this book. He writes his name in it. It's his book. He takes it home. He and his brothers and sisters and mom and dad can use it. And a dictionary actually does, even in the digital age, we find have a lot of value.
That's what I was wondering, because now you can go on, what are they, resource sites or something, where you can get a thesaurus or a dictionary or an encyclopedia?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this still has value to kids?
Well, it kind of depends on if you're a kid whose folks live in one of those really beautiful houses over on Lake Washington, and you've got access to a computer all the time, this has less value. If your family doesn't have a computer and the only computers you had access to are at school, then this, when you take it home, there's like 40,000 words in there. So that's, and a lot of pictures.
How much does it cost?
Good. This particular dictionary is about $9.30. So if you look at that, 355 of them, we put in about a little over $3,000. And those were distributed back in April. And
you give these away to kids?
Yeah, they're theirs. I run into people who say, I got a Rotary dictionary when I was a kid. And this is like 20, 25 years ago. Well, anyway, when I say book drive, a book might be like Call of the Wild by Jack London, or it could be a book with a lot of pictures in it for second graders. And these books generally cost between $2 and $8, depending on the book. So what we're looking to do is raise $5,000. Some of that's being contributed by the Mercer Island Rotary Club. We've already raised with this Rotary Club. What this is designed to do is to give 20 business owners an opportunity to raise $100. Now, you don't have to do anything. I mean, I think it's probably a smart idea to write a check for $5 or $10 and put it in an envelope, because then you feel a little better about asking other people to donate when you donated yourself. I so hope that a $5 or $10 donation is a reasonable thing. All these envelopes have a code number on them. Page Ahead collects all this money, and they know it's coming in for the Rainier Valley Drive. So these books, 1,000 books, are going to be distributed to 2 schools here. I'm pretty sure it's Van Asselt and Muir. I'm not sure about the Muir yet. I haven't talked to the principal. So what this is intended to do, it sits on your counter. Instead of having Burdick Securities logo on it, we would put your company's name up there. Okay. So it's Columbia City, Mail and Post goes up there, it's prominent. And then it's kind of like when you go to Safeway and you're given an opportunity to make a donation for breast cancer or something like that. This gives you the opportunity to show that you're doing something good in the valley. There are value-oriented consumers who do have money to spend, and they don't mind making an extra donation when they see it's something that's going to benefit them.
Can they put cash in there?
Can you put cash in? Sure. If they want to put cash in and put a stamp on it and mail it, I mean, we kind of have to trust that the people at Page Ahead are trustworthy. The Seattle Times seems to trust them, you know, but cash is cash.
Cool.
I would probably go for a check if I were making this kind of donation. Now, if you say yes, Howard, give it to me, then I'll come back with one of these, and it'll have your logo on it there, and there'll be a whole bunch of envelopes. And in fact, I'm going to come back with an envelope with a check from Howard for $10 in it. So you already have your first 10. This shows you that I believe in it enough to make a donation. Now, if you want to write Columbia City Post on underneath that, then all of your donations will know that they actually came from your effort too. If you want, you don't have to. But I'll come back in a couple of days. If you want to make a donation, you could put your check in my envelope. You could send it in. I think some are going to put some stamps on one of these, and they're just going to try to collect as many checks as possible. You run it any way you want. If you think that takes up too much space on your counter, I can give you a smaller version of it. And if you say, I can't do this, I don't have the time for this, that's fine too. I mean, it's nice to meet you, and I've been in here having copies made before. It doesn't affect whether or not I do business with you.
Yeah, great. Nice program.
Do you want to do it?
Yep, that sounds great, Howard. I'd like to participate.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
I'll be back in a couple days. So that's the 4-minute training version. You can hit record again, stop the camcorder, stop.